When I was selecting the personal training certification program from ISSA, they had a bundle, and that bundle included some other options. And one of them that caught my attention was essentially this one right here, the Run Coach certification. And the reason why learning more about becoming a running coach caught my attention in terms of, to add to personal training is because over the years of studying holistic health and wellness, anatomy, physiology, myology, kinesiology, I have found that as we get older, especially here in the United States, the ability to run lessens. So, when we're children, we have all this energy. We run up and down, back and forth, all over the place. If our health is good, when we're teenagers, run up and down. I remember always sprinting on the block, having races with people, playing tag, all these type of things that required running. But then once, I hit 18, stopped playing sports as less, now working and studying and all that type of stuff, the ability to run started to lessen and lessen. And essentially it's because I'm not being active. But overall, we get to a point of where we get used to just walking and sitting basically and standing. Over time, we lose the capacity to engage our muscle groups to run in a light jog or a sprint. And I know this for a fact. There's been so many times in the past where, I was running for the bus and I started losing breath and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is bad. And so many other people I've seen, running for the bus and the little sprint, fast jog they do to get to the bus, and finally when they get to the bus, it's just like, all of this goes into the importance of why we should exercise, but more importantly, still train ourselves to be able to run. So I've always told myself, God forbid, some sort of disaster happens and I need to run for my life. Do I have the capacity to engage my quads, my hamstrings, my calves, my core to at least book it without being overexhausted? And that's why I myself started getting back into training myself to run, and have found that, not only should I train myself to run, but also incorporate this type of training for my clients when, training them to do strength training, to focus on, as I said, ability over aesthetics, muscle maintenance over muscle mass. But most importantly now, to be able to run, to be able to take your body weight and be able to move it in a way where if you ever have to engage and activate the muscles in such a way, it doesn't take a daunting amount of energy for you to be able to do it. And lastly, running, while it's overlooked, is needed in so much aspects of life. There's people I know now that, they have children and their children are getting into the peak of, teenagehood, and they can't keep up. In fact, even some people have kids that are small and they can't keep up with their kids. This is where running mixed in with, strength training, cardiovascular training plays a big role for our overall health and wellness.